Sheree don't wanna be in the morning.
Breaking up sucks, but what if you could outsource it? That's what New Zealand comedian and filmmaker Jackie Van Beek was pondering in the kitchen when she came up with the idea for the Breaker-Upperers.
When you speak to your partners and say, I've been dwelling on the concept of how difficult it is to tell somebody I want to break up with them, were there some nervous reactions at home?
I do get asked that question a lot, and not as directly, but like, you know, have you, Jackie, been having relationship issues? I get asked that, but I haven't. No, I'm happily married. I have 3 children, and
of course
I don't think my husband's.
of course she fantasizes.
I mean, we all fantasize, don't we? That one day we'll end up with Madeleine, but you know, hasn't happened yet.
I'm pretty charismatic.
Madeleine Sami's also happily hitched with a wife and bub in New Zealand. The pair wrote, directed and star in this hilarious flick, which boasts Thor's Taika Waititi as executive producer and also features Aussie actress Celia Piccola.
You work for weak assholes who don't have the guts to talk to their partners. Yep.
It was a feel-good hit of fun and happy, without regurgitating the same stale rom-com formula.
We kind of refer to our film more as a buddy comedy.
It's kind of got elements of buddy comedy, of, you know, bromance, which is probably similar to buddy comedy, but like, and also rom-com. But we call it a womance. So it's kind of like a buddy comedy meets romance rom-com.
For women.
Mixture.
Well, not for women, about women.
About women,
Well,
for
us guys.
everyone.
We were really keen to do something different. Like, we both love rom-coms, but we did get a little bit tired of being just fed that same message over and over. You know, the double church wedding, there's 2 women, there's 2 men. Often
also,
white, often talking about having babies in the future, and it's like, well,
the pressure to settle down, which we do have in our film as a theme. You know, Jen, the character that Jackie plays, her mother is quite intent on her settling down, and you know, and we wanted to highlight that pressure, but then also say by the end, you know what, you're not ready for that sort of thing right now, or you know, you're not. Maybe the circumstances that you have aren't ideal in the minds of normal movies. Or life, or the pressure of society, but that's okay. You're okay to be not have all of your shit together, which was the really important message that we wanted to get across in our film, obviously in a hilarious way. But you don't have to be settled down to find happiness. You can actually just get love from a lot of places, and that can satisfy you, and that's fine.
They've known each other since their teens, working together in theatre, and the friendship survived the challenge of co-writing and co-directing the film.
It was taxing, but it was for a short time as well, though, the actual shooting of it. And because we wrote sort of part-time in between doing other projects, it was actually really nice when we came together to write, because it would be like we hadn't seen each other for a long time. We'd have to actually, you know, the first like couple of days of writing together would just be a write-off, because we'd actually just be catching up with each other for 2 days. And then we'd be like, oh God, we've got a deadline in 3 days. Come on, we've got to write another draft of the script. So it was actually really nice. It's nice to have your friend go through this experience with you, because we could be frank with each other. We could, you know, share our insecurities about certain things and bounce off each other when we needed a bit more energy or a bit more confidence.
And we wrote for like 4 years, you know, and we had all those robust discussions about what should go where and the tone. And then when we were in production, it was a circus. It was a 22-day shoot. But we got the opportunity to get in front of the camera and just banter. And so often, you know, our producer would say to our producer, you're going to have to call cut, because we never will, because we think we are like producing like comedy gold. And she'd be like, okay, cut. We'd be like, no, keep rolling. But so we
I really want to pull this hair out.
Do it. She often just adjusts.
It's just sticking
pull
out.
It doesn't want one moment of pain.
There you go.
Thank you.
Fresh, funny and fearless banter covers stuff like when their characters Jen and Mel are turned on, and that shouldn't be a turn off.
Got some activation down there.
I mean, we talk about this stuff all the time. I'm sure all women do. And we have so many dick jokes to laugh at, which are very funny. But we're like, let's just put it on screen. Let's just normalise this a bit.
I think it needs to happen more so that people don't get grossed out about, men particularly don't get grossed out about. They need to know that women talk like this, and that we should be allowed to talk about this as much as they're allowed to talk about dick stuff and find it funny. You know, a lot of time, you know, you hear those comments like, oh, you know, that's that comedian that talks about a period all the time. It's like, yeah, but dude comedians talk about their dicks all the time.
Yeah, jacking off.
It should be fine. But why isn't it? And we need to change that.
I have a very extensive wank bag.
I want to make love.
Hey, Mom.
Our Fierce Factor measures female input into a production. The Breaker-Upperers boasting a top score of F8, hence the giant pink 8 balloon in our interview.
Thank you for this 8.
Yeah.
I really want to thank the Academy.
Is that 8 out of 8? Yeah.
I'd like to thank my agents. I'd like to thank Jackie for just supporting me.
They didn't just choose a majority female crew. They also made sure the team didn't have to pick between the film and their families.
One other really cool aspect on set, and this was kind of led by ourselves but also our on-set producers Ainsley and Georgina, was that we had a lot of females job sharing, a lot of mothers job sharing. So our 2 producers job shared, our head of makeup job shared, our head of wardrobe would job sharing.
I would go and look after her kids sometimes. She would come and look after my mum. Like, it was, yeah.
But it was really cool to have a set where people weren't being asked to choose between motherhood or being involved in the feature film industry, and that felt really good.
And now this Kiwi comedy is earning fans around the world.
It's really exciting.
Yeah. We premiered the film at South by Southwest in Austin, and it was the first time we'd seen the film in public. And as the lights were going down, like, I just was thinking, I don't know if it's going to be relatable, but the Americans got it, and Australians have got it, and New Zealanders have embraced it.
I think, you know, there's been a steady kind of increase in interest and understanding of Kiwi comedy, and it's been paid, you know, Taika and Jermaine, Flight of the Conchords, they've all sort of paved the way, and now it's just really nice that we don't have to explain who we are anymore. We can just be who we are, and people get it, and people can kind of go, that's Kiwi comedy.
Do not talk to me, white girl.
Okay, my suggestion is we walk away with our integrity and our faces intact. What do you say?
The Breaker-Upperers, F8 on the Fierce Factor, in cinemas now.